All right. So I see a lot of people talking about like why you shouldn't wait to buy a house or when the right time is to buy a house, and really want to just give my version of it. But what I recommend even above that is just doing it yourself. Write down, pull out the pen and paper, write down the numbers, grab this little thing called a calculator, and start plugging away. Take 5, 10, 15 minutes. It might be saving you thousands of dollars, or it might make you decide that you do want to wait. I just wanted to do a quick breakdown of what it is if you buy now versus what it would be if you bought a year from now. And you can decide what makes more sense and what you want to do. So, what I do is I like to take apples to apples kind of comparison, right? What this version is with the same kind of down payment and the, um, basically the same information, except what would change, which would be the cost of the home once you factor in appreciation and the interest rate, right? Those are the two things. So the way I'm looking at it right now is I can buy a $500,000 house. And we know that might be high in some areas and probably low in a lot of other areas. But say you buy a $500,000 house and you put 5% down. Right now, you do that, you put down 5%, that's $25,000 down. Let's say you get a rate about 6.85, which is good. Rates have just come down if you haven't read the news or been on planet Earth, but they've come down quite a bit from where they were in our high sevens. That's going to put your principal and interest about $3,112. That's going to put your taxes, insurance, and private mortgage insurance for only putting down 5% instead of 20% at about $943 a month, with a total payment of $4,046. Now, what does that look like a year from now? Well, a year from now, let's just say you have that 6% appreciation like we just experienced this last year when nobody thought we were going to see home values and everybody thought things were going to crash. But that's a different subject. You're not buying that same house and you're going to spend $530,000 for that home. You're going to put down $1,500 more for that house, right? 5% of 26,500. You're going to get a lot better rate, probably close to 1% lower, which is awesome, right? Let's just say 5.9, maybe higher, maybe lower. We don't know yet, which is going to make your principal and interest actually go down $2,986, which is what, almost 130 bucks, I think, somewhere around there. Now your taxes will go up a little bit and your mortgage insurance will go up a little bit because it's based off of the purchase price, right? In this example, the insurance I left the same, I think 1,300 bucks for the year. And that's going to make your total payment at $39.69. And you're saying, whoa, perfect. Maybe I should wait a year. That's going to give me a whole whopping $77 more a month in my pocket if I just wait a year. But what are you also doing? In order to save $77 a month, you have to put down $1,500 more. And if I break 1,500 down divided by 77, it's probably a little over a year and a half, year 1.6, 1.7, something like that. So yeah, you can do it. You could save $77 a month. You're going to pay $1,500 more a month or more on the down payment. You're also going to lose that $30,000 of equity, that appreciation that you just gained, right? You're going to lose a year of tax deduction, whatever that's worth these days, but that's something. And you're going to end up doing something which, if you don't own right now, it's probably one thing that you want to get rid of, which is paying rent. Paying rent for another year, paying somebody else's mortgage, and not having your own home, not being able to pay on what you own, paying somebody else on what they own, right? So I just wanted to break that down and say, yes, you can do it, but to save $77 a month could cost you $1,500 more on the down payment, could cost you $30,000 more in equity, and a little bit more in tax benefits, plus whatever you're paying to rent that isn't yours. Not counting, there's other ROIs on this, returns on the investment of buying a house that we're not talking about, which is how much did I pay it down that first year, right? Maybe I paid a couple $1,000s down on the balance. The best time to buy a house is always yesterday, right? But you can see here what the difference might be, what a scenario might look like if you do decide that you want to wait to buy that house. And if you don't trust those numbers and you are going to run your own numbers, do a comparison on a house you wanted to buy a year ago. What was it going for? What's it worth now? What would you have paid? What have you lost on? And maybe that'll help you really make a decision on whether to move forward or